So good evening. So we are from Team 5 CIBOP 221 batch. So I myself Naveen and my friend Akshay and Pratap. So we three will be presenting the role of venture capital and angel investor for the first, second, and third world countries.
Yeah, myself Reddy Pratap. Today I introduce what is venture capitalist. It is a form of private equity financing that is provided by venture capitalist firms or funds to startups, early stages and emerging companies that have been deemed to have a high growth potential or which have demonstrated high growth.
So, hi, this is Akshay. In this slide, we can see how venture capital works. So, it describes like the art of startup fundraising. Venture capital firms have different types of individuals working at the firm. So, here there are five stages: the pre-seed stage, the seed stage, the expansion stage, the mezzanine stage, and initial public offers. So, it deals like it is a deal orientation with screen processing. It evaluates the venture capital and they go for deal negotiation, then it's an exit plan.
Yeah, introduction of a angel investor. It is an important source of equity for small firms and startups with high potential in their early stage of development before to become attractive for venture capital.
Most of the time, they invest in seed stage, but they also invest in later stage. Angel investors may be entrepreneurs themselves and invest in startups after several success stories. They have also an important place in the development of entrepreneurial spirit and activities. They support a large range of innovations. They invest locally and in all sectors of activity. They do not only invest in technology intensive firms or high.
So now in this slide, we'll see how angel investor works. So here it works through 7 stages. The first one is startup pitch. Here investor identify investment opportunity, and the next one it's investor review, where it is done through a screening process. And next it goes on through follow-ons, where the startup pitch potentially investors, where next one is like identifying the startup. Here, investor review the pitch, whereas in due diligence, it is for both the parties cannot establish the terms. Whereas the next one, making the investment, which will be the filing the round, and the next one it says the exist, which will be like the closing the deal will happen over here.
Difference between venture capital and angel investors. Venture capital is controlled by a venture capital fund or firm. When it comes to angel investor invests their own money.
So now
So
in
in
this
this
slide,
slide,
we'll be seeing the pros and cons of venture capital. So the pros goes like this: open to risk, hands-on support, no repayment, and networking opportunity. Whereas the cons, it's like giving away shares, push it too far, distraction, and hard to get the right deal.
so pros of angel investors, it's like an angel investor is willing to take a risk. Here, money is not alone and odds of success is rise. And cons are an angel investor might set the bar higher. There will be strings attached and it's not fully controlled. So in this slide, we can see the types of venture capital and angel investors. The types of venture capital are seed capital, startup capital, early stage capital, expansion capital, later stage capital, and bridge financing.
Whereas the types of angel investors are like this: it is like venture capitalist, private equity investors, and online capital investors.
The role of venture capital and angel investors for first world country. In developed economies, venture capitals and angel investors are well established and have access to significant the financial resources. There are three stages: first stage, second stage, and third stage. First stage, the early stage. In the stage, venture capitals and angel investors actively seek out innovative startups and early stage companies with high growth potential. When it comes to second stage, it is a expansion stage. In that stage, venture capitals and angel investors funding and support the growth and expansion of successful startups to invest in companies that have demonstrated market traction and have a clear path to profitability. It comes to third stage, it is a mature stage. In third stage, venture capitalists and angel investors may continue to invest in launch stage startups that need additional capital for further expansion or to prepare for an IPO.
So in this slide, we can see the role of venture capital and angel investors for second world country. So in the second world country, typically have emerging economies with growing startups ecosystem. There are three stages: first stage, second stage, and third stage. In first stage, it's seed or early stage. Actively seek out promising startups. They provide critical funding and mentorship to help startup grow. In the second stage, it's growth or expansion demonstrates the progress and market potential. Here, venture capitalists become more interested in providing growth capital. In the third stage, it is called later stage or mature stage. Here, startups may turn to international investors or seek funding from multilateral development banks or private equity funds.
So now in this slide, we'll be seeing the role of venture capital and angel investor for third world country. The third world country, often characterized by developing economics, face significant challenges in build robust ecosystem. The role of venture capitalist and angel investor in these countries includes first stage, which is a seed or early stage. Here, the funding is scarce. Angel investor and impact investor may play a crucial role in providing sustainable development, whereas the next one is second stage, which says growth or expansion. Here, here it is limited due to lack of establishment funding channels. Startup may rely on grants, government support, or foreign investment for growth capital. And the next one is third stage, which is late stage or mature stage. Here, the funding funding can be done through locally and may need not to explore international investors or development finance institutions.
The bottom line of the topic is, in all three of countries, venture capitalists and angel investors contribute not only financial resources but also mentorship, industry expertise, and valuable networks.
Here, they help for startups navigate challenges and accelerate their growth.
And also the availability and accessibility of funding and support may vary significantly depending on the economic development and mature of the startup ecosystem in each country. So, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.